guys, it's Jane. Welcome back to Mystery Monday. Today's the awards special. There hasn't been any actual crime awards announced, but I'm just going to give you a rundown today on a few of the most important English language crime awards, and I'm also going to tell you their most recent recipients. So there's a few of these to get through, so let's go. The first three of these are actually fan awards. First one is the Anthony Awards. The Anthony Awards are voted on and presented annually by the Bouchercon Convention, by attendees at that. The Bouchercon Convention is the world mystery convention, and it actually moves around. The convention's in a different city each time, basically in North America, as far as I can work out looking at the history, but they say they'll go anywhere, but they're in North America. The Marquee Award out of the Anthony Awards is the best novel, and for 2014, the best novel Anthony went to Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger. This is a standalone novel, and it's the story of the 1961 murder of a beautiful young woman in small town Minnesota, told 40 years later by Frank, her then 13-year-old kid brother. You're going to hear about Ordinary Grace one or two more times as we run through these awards. The second one of these is the Macavity Awards, which is awarded by Mystery Readers International, which is a organisation which has a journal, a quarterly journal. Macavity Awards are actually also presented at Bouchercon, but they are not voted on by the convention attendees. They're voted on by Mystery Readers International. The 2014 winner for Best Novel of the Macavity Award was also Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger, but they also have a number of other categories, and one of their other categories is the Sue Feder Historical Mystery Award. And for 2014, the winner of the Sue Feder Historical Mystery Award was Murder as a Fine Art by David Morrell. This is the first in a proposed series following the character of Thomas de Quincey. Thomas de Quincey was a real-life English essayist and opium addict in the mid-19th century. Murder as a Fine Art is set in 1854 London, and in the story, de Quincey becomes a major suspect in a series of murders which seem to be based on an essay that he wrote called On Murder Considered as One of the Fine Arts. The third fan award that I'm going to be talking about is the Agatha Awards. These are awarded annually at Malice Domestic, which is another fan convention, which is held annually in Washington, D.C. in May. Malice Domestic focuses specifically on traditional mysteries, which basically excludes hard-boiled, hypergraphic violence and sex stuff. So they're nice murders. That's what that's about. Nice murders. The 2014 Agatha Award winner for contemporary novel was The Wrong Girl by Hank Phillippi Ryan. This is the second in the Jane Ryland and Jake Brogan series. Jane Ryland is a newspaper reporter and Jake Brogan is a homicide detective. And in The Wrong Girl, questions about a respected adoption agency's dealings with adult children of adoption collide with a homicide case where a young woman is killed, leaving an empty cradle at the crime scene. And also, the 2014 Agatha Award winner for historical novel was A Question of Honour by Charles Todd, and this is the fifth in the Bess Crawford series. Bess Crawford is a First World War British Army nurse. And in A Question of Honour, Bess learns from a dying Indian sergeant that a man she had long thought dead, a British soldier who served under her father during her Indian childhood and a supposed murderer, is not only still alive, but serving at the front. Now, turning from the Fan Awards to the Writing Association Awards, probably, in my opinion, the most prestigious of these is the Crime Writer Association of Great Britain's awards, which are called the Daggers. There are a million categories in the Daggers. They present these awards annually in June. The 2014 winner for Gold Dagger, which is the best crime novel, went to This Dark Road to Mercy by Wiley Cash. This is a standalone. And in This Dark Road to Mercy, there are two sisters taken into the foster care system when their mother dies, and then their father, who has signed away all his legal rights, reappears and steals the girls away. But it seems the girls are not the only thing that he's stolen, and now numerous parties are on his trail. The Crime Writers Association also awards an International Dagger, which is an award for a work in translation into English. And for 2014, the winner was The Siege by Arturo Perez Reverte, which is a standalone book. It's set in 1811 in Cadiz, a Spanish port city which has been surrounded by Napoleon's army for a year, hence the title, The Siege. But now it seems that a serial killer is on the loose, leaving the flayed bodies of random women throughout the city. The final one of the daggers that I'm going to mention today is the historical dagger. The winner of the 2014 historical dagger is The Devil in the Marshalsea by Antonia Hodgeson. Again, this is the first in a proposed series following Tom Hawkins. This is set in London in 1727. Tom Hawkins is an honourable man with an unfortunate taste for wine, women and cards, which has led to his imprisonment in the Marshalsea jail for debtors. Things go from bad to worse when one of his fellow debtors is murdered and the finger of suspicion points to Samuel Fleet, Tom's cellmate. Probably the other most prestigious set of awards is the Edgar Awards, which is presented by the Mystery Writers of America Association. It's another one of these sets of awards that has a million. There's, I think, 14 categories in the Edgar Awards. The Marquee Award is the best novel, and the 2014 Edgar for Best Novel went to Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger. The Edgar Awards are announced in April. And I have 3 more awards I'm just going to slip in here. There is the Sheamus Awards, which is just a fantastic name, really, isn't it? That's awarded by the Private Eye Writers of America. In November, it's announced. The 2014 winner for Best PI Novel was Good Cop by Brad Parks. This is the 4th in the Carter Ross series. Carter Ross is an investigative reporter. And in The Good Cop, Carter Ross is awoken by a phone call from his boss because a local policeman has been killed and he needs to get the story. So Ross takes himself off to interview the widow, but then he gets a second call telling him that the policeman committed suicide, and so the story is off. But something doesn't add up. And Ross is going to look into this further. Then there's also the Hammett Prize, which is not a series of awards, but a single cash money prize. So, you know, that's always a good one to get, I suppose, if you're the writer. This is presented by the North American branch of the International Association of Crime Writers. It's open to US and Canadian citizens and permanent residents only. It's presented in October. It's also a little bit confusing because the year that they give is actually the year of publication, not the year of the award. So this is actually the 2013 award, which was given in 2014. The 2013 winner of the Dashiell Hammett Prize was Angel Baby by Richard Lange. This is a standalone. I haven't read any of these books, by the way, if you haven't been able to tell, but it seems reading about this one, it's less a standard mystery and more a kind of thriller. This is the plot summary for Angel Baby. For 3 years, Lutz has been the wife of a Tijuana drug kingpin, but now she wants out of the underworld, out of her abusive marriage, and out of Mexico. She wants to get back to the US and the daughter she left behind. She knows that she might die trying, but it's a risk she's willing to take. Finally, the Australian Crime Writers Association annually presents the Ned Kelly Awards. This year is actually the 20th anniversary of the presentation of the Ned Kelly Awards, so there's all sorts of plans afoot for some super big celebrations. This is announced in September. The 2014 winner of the Ned Kelly Award for Best Crime Fiction was In the Morning I'll Be Gone by Adrian McKinty. This is the third in the Sean Duffy series. Sean Duffy is a police detective in Northern Ireland in the 1980s. Adrian McKinty was actually born in Belfast, although he now lives in Australia, which explains why he sets his books in Northern Ireland. This is the third in what was originally proposed to be a trilogy, but has now been made into an ongoing series. There's actually a fourth one already out. But in this climax to the original trilogy, number 3, Duffy has been demoted to foot patrol, but then IRA explosives expert and Duffy's childhood friend, Dermot McCann, manages to escape from prison, and MI5 come knocking, wanting Duffy's help in the manhunt. Okay, so that is actually 10 award-winning crime books from 2013. I will be seeing if I can keep up with these awards during the year and let you know as the 2015 awards are announced. I've actually spent quite a bit of time running through the internet looking for awards. If there's an important one that I have missed out, can you please let me know in the comments below? And if you've read any of these books, I would love to hear your comments. I obviously have to clearly read Ordinary Grace, seeing as how that won everything this year. But that's it for me this Mystery Monday. I hope you're all well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!